We can't create these habits at a young age and not learn the appropriate way and think they're going to go away. They don't. So let's start off teaching some things differently, okay? Teaching kids healthy potty habits, meaning their feet are supported, they're relaxed, we don't strain, we respond to body cues, we encourage openness about talking instead of shaming it. Hey guys, Allie here. Turns out all those years of being told just to hold it weren't doing us any favors. Today, we're going to talk about childhood bladder and bowel habits and how they shape the pelvic floor health into adulthood. And I'm talking a little bit about potty training, the thing we all dread, right? So many of my patients realize that the challenges didn't start in adulthood. They started way back in childhood. Like, don't sit on public toilets. I was that one. My mom and sister and aunts would tell you to squat above the toilet. I know so many people that were told to squat over the toilet because they didn't want you to sit on the disgusting toilet, which I totally understand. That is disgusting. But it does us no favors. It's really bad for your pelvic floor. You cannot relax. Wipe the seat, sit on the toilet, okay? Hold it until recess. Or actually, one of the things that still makes me so mad is that you have to raise your hand in class to go to the bathroom. And I get it. It's respectful to so the teacher knows where you're going, but to have to ask to go to the restroom and having the teacher the option to say no would really infuriate me as a kid. And I literally used to sit at my desk and be like, if I pee my pants, I'm blaming it on you. Or if I have a UTI, I'm blaming it on you because you wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. I literally would have those conversations in my head. Yeah, I know, normal. But I literally would get so mad. And I actually remember reading in Chicken Noodle Soup book, might date me a little bit, but there was a story of this kid who was also upset that you would have to raise your hand to go to the bathroom. But you wouldn't just raise your hand. You would raise up one finger if you had to go pee and two fingers if you had to go poop. And then about how much time it was going to take you. Are you kidding me? That is mortifying. Me as an adult now, I'd probably be number 2, 20 minutes. Not really. It's not healthy for you, but to get out of something, maybe. But why should we have to hold it until recess or have to ask and be potentially told no to go to the bathroom? Or hurry up, push out your pee, let's go, we gotta go, hurry up, push it out. That is absolutely horrible to try and push your urine out as fast as you can, or even your poop. You shouldn't push either of those things out. So, fun fact, if you think that you should be pushing your poop out, you shouldn't. You should just slide on out. And pee, you absolutely shouldn't. And your urine stream should actually be straight down or straight. It shouldn't spray everywhere. If it sprays everywhere, our pelvic floor isn't fully relaxing. And then we're going to have a hard time emptying. Also, people who are told to be ashamed about peeing or pooping in the bathroom or talking about it. I mean, I get it. Me talking about pooping and all these things at the dinner table isn't always appropriate, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But we should also be able to talk about it, right? And, also, God forbid you have to toot. Don't hold that in, okay? Because that hurts. That makes everybody's stomach upset. Just step aside or go to the bathroom, toot. I tell my children if somebody toots, hey, say excuse me, but everybody toots, okay? So just get over it because it's true. Okay, so how do those phrases and those habits show up in adulthood? Those frequent leaks when sneezing, coughing, and jumping. Yes, there's lots of factors, but it could come from pushing your urine out or being told to hurry up or hovering over the toilet or being told to hold it. So now your bladder doesn't really know how to appropriately hold the amount of urine. It can turn into severe chronic constipation because you're withholding going to the bathroom, or you're ashamed to go have bowel movements, or you were pushing it all the time and now you have hemorrhoids, or like just very uncomfortable. You're straining when you poop as an adult. It can also show up with pain with sex. And you're like, okay, come on. Why would it show up as pain with sex as an adult? Well, a lot of those things that we talked about just then had to do with like teaching your body to tense up and not relax. Hovering over a toilet, you can't relax your pelvic floor. Pushing your pee out or your poop out, you're not relaxing your pelvic floor. Holding it, yes, you feel like that can be somewhat of strengthening, but like not appropriate. And it can cause some psychosocial stuff, right? And we know that our body is not just physical. It's very psychosocial, emotional, and trauma filled. These things show up with our patients. The urinary frequency and urgency, because they just in case pee. You guys all know what I'm talking about. The just in case pee. We're going to get into a little bit of like some of those, the potty training, but I remember growing up and going on car trips, with it be my family or with friends, but you would hear, all right, guys, we're getting in the car soon. Better go to the bathroom just in case. And you would, but you didn't even have to go to the bathroom. I mean, I know for sure if it was with my dad driving that I was going to go to the bathroom at home, because we were not stopping unless he had to go. And that could be hours on end. So we would go. But that's not a good habit. And it's a hard one because you're like, well, I don't want to stop every 30 minutes that my child says they have to go to the bathroom. And we all have been there during potty training, right? That like your child's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And then you're like, well, I gotta honor it. So then you stop and they're like, I didn't have to go to the bathroom. I just had a toot. Cool. All right. Awesome. So we can't create these habits at a young age and not learn the appropriate way and think they're going to go away. They don't. So let's start off teaching some things differently, okay? Teaching kids healthy potty habits, meaning their feet are supported, they're relaxed, we don't strain, we respond to body cues, we encourage openness about talking instead of shaming it, okay? And I want to talk about potty training for a second, because obviously some of this stuff we're talking about is like a little more relevant to a little older, but potty training can be a parent's nightmare because there are so many options out there. So many options. And it's like, which one's right for my kid? Oh, this one said this, but this one's contraindicating, like it's not right. What do I do? And I will tell you from personal experience that our daughter like taught herself, basically. And I'm not taking any credit for that. I don't know. We were blessed. She taught herself. And that was incredible. And literally once that girl pooped in the toilet, she never went back. She never pooped in her pants. I mean, we would have, some pee accidents here and there, but not much. She was really good. Then came our son. And it was like, what is this? Like everybody says boys are hard. I mean, I don't feel like that's really fair, but he was hard. Like he seemed like he was ready and we would like go all for it. He'd do good and then he would backtrack. And then we'd go for that potty training again and we'd backtrack. And this went on, seriously felt like 6 months. It might even been longer. And then I'm like, what is going on? I didn't read his readiness signs right. Am I a bad parent? Like I pushed it too early. I'm not sticking to things. Okay, first of all, you're not a bad parent. Okay. So don't think that. Every kid's different. So I want to stop you right now if you're having that thought. You're not a bad parent. Potty training sucks and it's hard. Okay. And we also did not try the naked method. That wasn't my cup of tea because I was not about to clean up poop on the couch if that happened, or like find it later because, kids are sneaky and they go and hide behind chairs or bookshelves, or I don't know. They find some of the smallest spots to get into and go to the bathroom, right? So we didn't do that. But we would try all the things I thought were the right things for him, and they happened not to be. And so I ended up getting him a potty watch. And I kid you not, people, like, you would think this potty watch was a Rolex, because my kid was going around being like, check out my potty watch. Here's my potty watch. He'd be like, hey, did you see my potty watch? It's a dinosaur potty watch. Like, kid was so excited. And what I liked about the potty watch is that you could set how frequently you wanted it to go off. So, there's methods out there that will tell you to go every certain amount of minutes. And I really struggled being a parent and a pelvic floor therapist at like what was the appropriate amount of time in between. And I still really don't know that answer. But what worked for us is we did every 45 minutes, which might be too long for a lot of people, but we did every 45 minutes. And what would happen is that watch would vibrate on his wrist. And then he'd be like, I got to go potty. And he'd run and he'd sit on the bathroom, which was great. After a few days, he started checking in with his own body when that would vibrate. And then he'd look at me and be like, I don't have to go potty. I'm like, you sure, buddy? No, I don't have to go potty. I'm like, okay. And that was amazing, because sometimes the hardest thing with kids is that they don't know when they have to go until it's too late, right? So we did the potty watch and it worked miracles. He was so excited about that watch, like I said. And so he is daytime potty trained, but he is not nighttime yet. And that's also its own beast. Some kids get potty trained during the day and night all in one thing, and that's amazing. This kid is not yet, and that's okay. We're getting there, but we're potty trained during the day. The funny thing I will say is this kid sometimes will come in because he's really hoping he's dry at night or in the morning when he wakes up. So sometimes when I can tell he went to the bathroom, he'll look at me and be like, that's not potty. That's sweat. Or that's not potty. That's just all the water I drank last night. Yeah, buddy, you're right. That's not potty. Oh, but he's just so cute. So you just want to believe him. So potty training, my little thing here is it's easy to be overwhelmed. It's easy to think there is so much information out there. Don't call yourself a bad parent. Don't feel like you are doing the wrong thing. Don't feel like your kid is broken, because they're not, okay? But I will put in a little thing here that our peds OT and PT, they knew how hard it is for parents, that how overwhelming there's all this information and what to do, that they created a little potty class, and it's a virtual live potty class on August 28th. And there's some information below in the notes. So if you're hearing this and you're like, all right, I want to help make some good habits for my kids and I don't know where to start for potty training, go ahead, hit that resource, sign up for it. I don't think you'll regret it. Okay. But let's reflect back on everything I talked about. Your pelvic floor challenges didn't just start with motherhood if you've had a child, like we all think. Now, a lot can, but a lot can also start with that young, how are we approaching our children? How are we approaching the bathroom situation? I don't mean change all the things that you're doing right now, because again, you're probably doing an amazing job, mom or dad, if you're listening. But just some of those things of like, it's okay for your kid to sit on the toilet, so don't let them hover. It is annoying that, of course, it seems like when you're in a hurry to get going somewhere, like you got to go, your child's like, I got to go to the bathroom. And they literally are taking like 15 minutes to poop. And you're like, oh my gosh, can you just hurry up? Then we got to take a deep breath, mom. Let them go to the bathroom. And then maybe another time we can kind of like talk about checking in with our body to know when we really need to go poop. But letting them sit on the toilet, teaching them how to wipe. I don't know about you moms listening, but how many times have you just gotten comfy sitting on the couch or just sat down for dinner or turned on a show and they're like, Mom, can you wipe my butt? Can you wipe your own butt? Or can your dad wipe your butt? No? Okay. All right, let me wipe your butt for you. Okay. That is every parent's like, I want it in life when your kid can go to the bathroom and wipe their own ass. Just like that movie. What is it? Big Daddy. Big Daddy. But I can wipe my own ass. Damn straight you can wipe your own ass. It's fantastic. I'm proud of you. You're a big kid now. So what we teach our kids today can help prevent the challenges and struggles that we have as adults. So if you're like, listen to this and you're lost, you're like, what did she even talk about today? That's fair. I do feel like I went all over the place, but that's also mom brain. It's also just how my brain works. But habits, if we can start good ones young, or we can change what is happening now, like they will only better us in the future, right? So just know that you're not broken. If you're an adult and you've have all these challenges I was talking about, you're not broken. Okay. And if you're a mom and you've been teaching your kid some of those habits that I said aren't the best, you're not a bad mom. Maybe just kind of like switch it out a little bit if you can, if it's possible in your life at this time. But we're all different. We're all humans and we do have to learn things different ways. And we all have different parents and, different upbringings. But like pooping and peeing, man, that we all got to do that. So if it can just like happen easier, we all feel better when we poop each day. And if we can relax and pee on the toilet. So if this sounds like you or a mom, please share it with them. Let's change their story and the story for the next generation. All right. I invite you to send me some of the funniest or weirdest childhood bathroom memories that you remember. And maybe that's like opening the door when your mom is sitting on the toilet and letting everybody know. Or, maybe it's me where my child screams, "Ew, what's that, mom?" in a public bathroom, right? So if you got anything like that, shoot me a DM because I want to hear it. As always, love and a little lube. Stay real, everybody.